Merp. Hello. How you doing? Okay. As properly placed on seat, I am ready now for whatever the fuck is going to happen into this trial. Okay, so hello, welcome to the return of the naming after fucking vacations. I am not sorry for disappearing because god, that was amazing. But yeah, rest. Yeah, it was nice. My feet hurt from so much walking, but it was great. And now I am ready to hit everything very strongly until I either die or I win at life. I don't know, something like that. I'm loving it. Well, meanwhile I wait for Seba, I guess I should touch this around. Trial former, yeah. There we go. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Or else. Can't believe it's already August. Jesus Christ. Oh jeez. That's so sleepy. Yeah, the good thing is that since it's August I got to buy a lot of new games, like Here Comes Nico. Really excited to play that one. I don't know if I'll stream it, probably not, because I like to explore a lot in these kinds of games, so I'll just take it slowly on my own. Also, I don't know how much we have left of Bioshock, maybe one stream or two, and after that, by popular demand, we will be starting with Dark Souls 2, and yeah, that will be the second part on our Dark Souls marathon before Elden Ring. Hopefully I don't suck too much at it, because Dark Souls 2 is the one that gives me the most trouble out of the three. Sometimes because of the game, sometimes because of my fault, but yeah. Oh, and here's Saber. Okay, let us change the screen. Open the game. October 8th, 9:48 AM. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 6. Okay, trying to remind myself how to do voices. Good morning. Luckily you don't speak much. So you're Pera, right? I'm Trucy right. That's right with a W, but not right, right? Why are you doing this to me already, Trucy? God damn it. We are on your side. You can't tell us anything, please. Good morning. She speaks! Oh my god! Not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty, you need to sell yourself, you know? Druzy, let's take it easy for starters. Oh. Oh my god, that's actually adorable. Thank you for taking my case. That is actually adorable, I love it. Okay, well that's a start, I guess. Oh yeah, that weird thing. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's great, really, it's so cultured. Oh. Want to try? Oh, really? Girls. Apollo, stop being a, what's the word? Suddenly I can't remember English stuff. Fuck. Oh, whatever. Everyone knows what I'm thinking. Like, stop being a fucking party pooper or whatever. The victim, Drew Misham, was a forger. The stolen painting was found in his studio. Life of crime, really. Maybe one that led to his death. Oh boy, here we go. Give me a second, I just received a message and I want to check it out real quick. Okay, there we go. Open the game, there we go. Okay, let us begin. Well, we will now begin the trial of the Misham. Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time, and may indeed alter our legal system forever. Today is a test of the justice system, and the first step towards a new order in our courts. That is secret mission. The juries will function like a jury. This hope their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect their people's will. Why aren't there any jurors in the courtroom? 3 closed circuit cameras watch the courtroom at all times. The jurors have access to everything that transpires. Jurist, judge well and judge cool. Now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. Ah, my apologies, Sir Judge. Jurors today are... Judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. The jurors are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. We're about to find out just what effect they are going to have. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would. The victim is the painter Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His cafe was poisoned by whom, you ask? None other than the defendant, Vera Misham. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Achang, someone has been doing their homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself. The mug, residue was found in the rim, I see. The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. The court accepts this as evidence. Okay. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atroquinine poisoning. A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dose is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atroquinine in the body is the touch of the Reaper's scythe. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness. Oh god. Oh, my body's not ready for this. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. The journalist, no doubt. The witness will state his name and accommodation. Oh god. What points did they even give you? Right! Well, for starters, my name is Mark Russell. There's a long side of the world. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for a record. Yes, Mr. Russell. I just like conclusions. Basically, the jump to aspect of conclusions. Recognitions make park sandbox and endless desert waste. Unquote. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Oh god, not the smile, please. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you to a motherfucking dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Russell into that Mr. Russell. End quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. Oh boy. I said this to you around 9 AM that night to do this interview. The prisoners are to enter the atelier. Jury's history made and quote. He stood there for Dog's coffee right after he started. But you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. Now let's enter the room beside her the whole time. Okay. That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. What are you saying, Judge? Neither mind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic. So you felt the need to be a lawyer, huh? You didn't do it, did ya? Made you think like that? Come on, that's like... This maker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know, well, consensus rock courtroom, end quote. Rock indeed. So Gavin sort of looks like he's having fun. And so happy for him. Very well, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please. Oh boy, let's go. Visit the studio around 9 AM. No, 9 PM. That's right, he went around 9. It's the fact that it's 9 instead of... bleh. Anyways. 9 at night. Isn't that a little late for an interview? If the great painter Dirmisham says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first time it's turned out last interview with such a prolific painter. Right, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? The first outsider to enter the atelier. You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio. Posterity will look back at that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A vastly insignificant step for all mankind. But again, it's time for that Russell guy. End quote. If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that it was done by an insider. Which means Mera did it. So how did this epoch making interview go? His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh, let me tell you, in jail, Kappa. In fact, that all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, in 4th grade. That's not what I meant. I really don't know what her forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that. That's what I was going to say, really. Well, now, if you have a question to ask, you'd better start the basket. That's why I did the recruit several times if necessary. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Wasn't to say I can only... okay. Who touched the coffee? Don't know. I was in the back looking at the studio's equipment when I served it. What happened next? And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. What's this about the star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Signed money. Over. So you don't know, that's like a journalist scoreboard. Important person passes away. A star falls, get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Oh boy, this good stuff. Good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, that's fun. I know, star dies. Nah, lacks imagination. Of course you could go with Drew dice, straight to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a bit more substantial. Okay, let's think. The Stars Coffee. What's the difference between Brussels Coffee and the Stars Coffee? You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course! He who says it wins, but he who says it wins bigger. End quote. I don't know, man, since Doggy Dog writes about it word yet. Yet? I guess I can't say I saw him drink it really. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mouth drinks, end quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. Let's talk to the so-called somersault. Since I got down the coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there. So-called freak. You want to enter a guess for record? Does this guy have a pause button? Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable? No. The coffee Mr. Mishan drank. That's too important somehow. Nah. Very well, please continue with the testimony. Okay. Oh boy, why does it look so blurry here? Oh, okay, that's why. There we go. My phone was being weird. But yeah, I'm going to press you again. Let's try the moment. Come on. The moment of death. About when Mr. Misham passed away. Oh boy, what a symbol that was. He was actually down with a crash, right? Yes, and then the cold finger of the touches his spine. Life's flames, thunders and fails. So cold was the touch he could do not but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, Life's flame is a tired. Life's fear froze over. Yes, let's go. I think he started his altar already. Could you describe that a little more simply? Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the floor, as they say. Artist Caesar his final performance. End quote. Atrocinine paralyzes the central nervous system. The way the artist fell like a bow. The limbs tremble, the throat burns. Knees weak and spaghetti. That's it, quite enough of that. So I just want to be able to sleep tonight. Oh yeah? Well, I want details. Those are usually details. For that you can listen to our last year's hit single, Atrocinine, My Love. By the Gamineers, available at all major music outlets. What years of the victim died of atrocinine poisoning? Well, Mr. Justice, how did you find that testimony? That one is not really important. Okay, I think the moment of Mr. Mission's death would be important. Mr. Ross's story really didn't tell us anything we didn't already know. Well, please continue with his testimony. Okay, I'm going to first check if he has any other testimony that was entered the room. I will say that for sure. For sure, I'm sure. This isn't a big place, kiddo. I don't know if it's someone that had come in, but they have been hiding from there from before. Hey, if someone had been hiding in the studio, they hardly could have poisoned the milk without anyone noticing. You think Guy Spark Browser would be something as obvious as that? No way! Actually, it sounds exciting. I guess that's his job. There's only one moment we need to focus on, really. The way when Drew Mission died? Exactly. There has to be something there. Okay. Then we only have Star Falls. Okay. Give me the middle option. Okay, Brusher's coffee. So, you drank the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course! When someone serves you good coffee, you drink it. That's my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it though. But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die. Of course not. No point falling before you're a star. End quote. That's not exactly what I was getting at. What were you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not in the coffee. Oh yes! There were 2 cups on the trays you brought, and one of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. No chance the guest would take that one by mistake, I guess. Mr. Justice was a testimony important. Okay. Acting poison were found on the rim. Yeah, I can't really see any problem with this one. I have a magic show ticket, the envelope, Vera's card, With the business card, looks like a postcard almost, and on the back, just her name. That seems up to me. What does? Write your name on the front and back of the card. Why not use this space on the back for a self-portrait or a caricature? People will remember what you look like too. Not a bad idea, actually. Give me one of your cards, Apollo. She's drawing something. Hey, my hair's not that fucky. Okay, red envelope. Contains 2 sheets of writing paper, which talk about his fraudulent acts. We have the paintings, we have the letterbox. That's one of the weird things. This thing has poison. It's empty. Okay. Numisham, age 52, male, time of death between 9, atrocinine poisoning. Okay. So Rochelle drank the coffee too. Doesn't look like this is going to lead too much. Let's continue with the testimony. Okay, I need to pick one of these 3 to make important, but I'm not sure which one. I think the coffee mug might be the best point. Do he drink horrors? Yes, leave your man. Yet. The thing is, he could have taken a sip from any point of the mug that isn't. It immediately fell over. Oh yes, you can go to press that with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add to testimony. Very well, the witness will add this to his testimony. Vital, right? He had 1 sip, if that. The next moment he was on the floor. Like, I feel like a atrocinine wouldn't be like no poison in the world like that fast. Like it just doesn't. It has to go through your stomach, or if not through your mucus. Like it just doesn't make sense for a poison to act that fast. Okay, let me press this thing first. So he either took a sip or he didn't and then fell over? Oh yes, indubitably, just like that, but damn! So Mr. Michan drank the coffee and fell over immediately. I think Bruce is telling the truth too. Should I get him to talk about something else? Okay, let's talk about the moment of death. About who wants to pass away? Who was the scene? Okay. Let's say that it's very important. As an account of the moment of victim's death, it says very important. Please add to the testimony. Very well, the court requires witness add this to account to his testimony. Those persons that was definitely death by poison. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey look, I see a lot of things and I've had more than a share of experience with so-called poisonings. Man is fishy fish. Goes bye-bye. End quote. Food poisoning doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about something else? Okay, this isn't going to bring us anywhere, so let's ask about Brashow's coffee. We're talking about the coffee the witness drank. I'd say that's important. Very well, please add that to your testimony, Mr. Rochelle. Okay, I drank the coffee too, but I'm not dead yet. You're sure you drank the coffee? Oh yes, quite. I gulped it down. I felt that sweet scotch in my throat. But you say the victim took 1 sip and fell over, and you still kept drinking. Of course! Drink your coffee when it's hot, never when it's not. That's what my old boss used to say. Never really knew what he meant by it. Should I get him to talk about something else? Hmm. I'm quite. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost forgot. Where is it? Here. There we go. Okay. Estimate time of death. Problem is that we don't have the mug he drank. That's a problem. Scoop 4 miles away. I think the Stars Coffee, like, I'm very suspicious about the fact that he barely touched the poison cup and then he died. Like, that's not how any poison works. Like, any poison would take at least a few seconds before it starts taking effect. Ah! Okay. He had one sip, if that, the next moment he was on the floor. Okay. Slow acting. Es que... Yes, okay. Like, that's the thing, it was... Okay, it says slow acting, that's what I... Like, I didn't realize the cap mentioned it was slow acting, okay. There we go. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used, atrocinine. All prosecutor cabin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you knock that, even you, Mr. Justice, will be rocked into a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Cabin's information. An omission? Atrocinine is as virulent as he says, but death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because atrocinine is slow acting. Slow acting? Oh, what? According to one forensic scientist. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes for the time of ingestion for its effects to show. If we were supposed that the moment of Mr. Michan's sip the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have time left to enjoy his last cup of Joe. Order, order! What's the meaning of this? What the defense says is correct. Why would that contradict the entire testimony we've just heard? Well, Mr. Rochelle, anything to say? On the record? Slow acting, slow act. It was virulent, alright? Even then, he had already begun digging its claw into the journalist. He's working on his scoop. Sigh. It's Rochelle, ja? Herr Rochelle, let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion. End quote. I admit, it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say of wither sent to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again? You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, our reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Scope! Why? Why? Scope? Look, wait! Just wait a second. Just 1 second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recall a so-called important detail. A reliable recollection. End quote. A story survival. End quote. Attorney utterly confused. End quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see? But not what I've been buying for the last minutes, apparently. Mr. Rochelle, you're saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction. End quote, you might say. Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about. End quote, I might say. I figured it out, but it's only after an in-depth interview. See? Thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. Order, order, order. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. Mr. Risham died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony. I dream exclusive rights to this story. Ah, I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Him? Phoenix, right? Who else? A young Herr Brussel. Report to us if you would. Why is that you noticed? This court is a critical trial of the justice system. Afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. But Brussel noticed, okay. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Bisham was at his desk. You seem to be writing a letter, but you clearly sealed the envelope. I don't think of it at the time, of course. When I think about it, but he was writing a suicide note. A suicide note? Yes, he had his look on his face. My face included was of quite equation. End quote. Suicide? Poor Mr. Bisham. What means Pierre's innocent? Well, someone committed suicide in the middle of an interview. Oh. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. I already know it's the envelope, but I want to see what happens if I press him. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Bisham was at his desk. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Bisham? Well, he's not the Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Bisham and Vera present? Not a single one, not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The person who didn't belong to the studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Russell? I know what you're doing, I know your game. I thought you suspected rouse them for an employee, end quote. If you intend to suggest that this report is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? Writing a letter, very quickly sealed. So I found the letter where we saw you. Any reporter gets warm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview, I write 50 minutes ahead of schedule. The until turns the door opens I never change. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Chance, you seem to think so, you should have seen him. You crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as far as you could. I just recognize what one. That was one. Okay, so it's a yellow envelope, not a red one. It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice, I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well, please add to your testimony then. Hey, when my account comes free of charge. There was a yellow envelope, I heard it was left at the crime scene. And you saw him seal this envelope with this letter. Hey, don't look at me like that, I saw what I saw. How do you think this might be? Or big break, yeah. But I need to show some decisive evidence now. Before that, I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time. Hey, when I go in for an interview, that's what it's there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effectively than curring. Cook. So what about now? Thinking back on it. Do you sense anything strange in me some behavior? Well, yeah. That's why I'm telling you all this to begin with. Very well, continue your testimony. Now that I think about it, why are you writing a suicide note? A suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me on anything. I just said it's a possibility, you know? So you didn't actually check the letter. Of course not, it was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is open. End quote. You can always check the label. You think Mr. You think Mr. Isham was writing a suicide note? If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy. Kinda makes me wonder about that letter. Okay, so I think we have to show the red letter. Yeah, okay. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene, in a red envelope. What? Oh my god! Oh my god! That's a straight up horror shit, what the fuck? Why would you do that? God, I hate this guy so much just because he creeps me out so much. Just stop being a freak show, Jesus Christ. Okay then. I need a moment that was... Oh my goodness. Okay, Prosecutor Gavin. What the fuck did I just see? Please, Prosecutor, tell me what the fuck was that shit? I cannot unsee it. Yes? What that was a yellow envelope found on the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But her forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Brushell. I can explain that. True, right? You do get a letter in an envelope pronto. Okay, todos say my bad eyes, right? So you got this envelope right away. What about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, champ? Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness claim? That night, the victim from a letter he had been writing a red envelope. That's impossible. Ah, I like your expression. So full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham. Oh? Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I think Scoop. Oh my god, why? Stop doing that with your tie. Order, order, order. Mr. Brushell, can you explain this to the court? Oh my, how could I have forgotten? As always, this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets sold, forgets lost. Forgets lost. End quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushell. Well, that's the thing. See, I have to put it into that envelope. Mr. Chance, they're searching his drawer for something. His text drawer. Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp. End quote. A stamp, whatever for. Why else mail his letter? What else? And then, well, yes, I think it's so he put this letter in the box. Yes, it was a yellow envelope. I put it in that box. Well, apparently, this yellow letter has nothing to do with this case. Oh, I wish I did. Just think if there are suicide note. What a story. Sam writes suicide note in front of reporter. False. End quote. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said, yes, Your Honor. It makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope. Yep. $100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? God, please, cease. I am going to go through this. I'm going to break the laws of the fourth wall just to strangle you. So, am I finished here? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start everything. Everyone's just like, the fuck? I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that rather unique face. I love how everyone is calling out this body horror human being. Come on! Attorney has active imagination. Little else. Quite good. Even I noticed something. Am I different to what I used to be? Sorry that I understand what all this pursuing stuff's about. Just has active imagination. End quote. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. No, please. Hey, I'm asking the questions here, usually. Hi, Foxy. Welcome to the horror attorney. God, this guy. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up in the interview, but I learned the story. Get this interview. End quote. The story concerns a certain case from 7 years ago. The red envelope probably had something to do with it. So what do you mean? But this time was without compare. Oof. Okay. So you thought to go to press with this story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail? Why yes. I mean, no. God, you... This guy... wasn't exactly black, I mean, I'm not, something wrong, Mr. Russell. Look! This is my story, my statement. Journalism for his livelihood. End quote. I see. While you have been chatting away in here, what's going on out there? Why some Wally Wonderwood or Sally Cooper gets... Why not my story? Yeah, because this guy is as hyper as a fucking squirrel. That could be going to prison while I'm going to waste. The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushall. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case, 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago. Chan chan chan! Oh boy, it's light time. I got a big thumbs up. Reporter Lord's story gets his interview. End quote. So I consider a certain case from 7 years ago. The lawyer probably has something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. Will... talent was without compare. Only slightly creeped out. This guy just makes my skin crawl with his expressions. Huh, suddenly he isn't moving the brush, okay. Okay, let's hear again. Nothing. Okay. Okay, this one doesn't have anything. Red envelope probably had something to do with it. Whoops. Here again. Envelope. Something to do with it. Weird places. I mean, maybe, who knows. But suddenly his pocket just starts moving for no reason whatsoever. Okay. A certain case. Let's see if he can show any reaction to that. The story concerned a certain case 7 years ago. Okay, nothing there. Concerned. I wish I could make this go a bit faster. Okay. A certain case 7 years ago. Absolutely no reaction. Let's see. I feel like it's going to be one of the two which have the brush, maybe. Although I should probably can I check? Okay, let's check his overall arm. See if like there's any twitching or something. Nothing. And I cannot check his other hand. Okay. Let's stop with this one for now. Story comes at a certain case from several years ago, yeah. Reporter's leverage story cases in interview, end quote. Okay. God, that fucking shark mouth. Like, just look at this. It's his interview, okay. God. End quote. Let's stop looking at that horrifying mouth up close for a second. End quote. Reporter learning story in this interview, end quote. Okay, took a bit of work. Let's see this one. Actually, it took a bit of work. To get a thumbs up on the interview. Nothing seems weird for now. Like, okay, let me think. Okay, I'm going to press, see if I can get any more testamonies. Directing Drew Michan had an aversion to reporters. Boy, I guess. Not even my concern changed much for him. They finally got my thumbs out of this. Maybe you can elaborate on that a bit for us? Reporter aversion story! Woo! Exactly what sort of story was this? A little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. End quote. I don't suggest I had a lead on this particular story, but I'm certain or casual or anything honest. So suggestion was enough to get an interview. Shisha must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. Okay, so this testimony isn't suspicious then. Certain case from 7 years ago. Certain case 7 years ago. Tell us what case. God. Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can talk about that case. Why not? It's so journalistic pride and staunchess and credibility and connections. Journalists are being sources only over his dead body. End quote. So what are we gonna strangle me? Tell it to Mr. Attorney. He sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good. Okay, the case has to be... On the one hand we have your story and the other this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was thinking possible can report the situation, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You're going to pick out the apart biggest. All of them? No, just incredibly suspicious ones. I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham? What's with our compare? Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent? Huh? Woo-wee boy, I mean, hey, he's a star man, a star. The flowing brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artists paint like that, studios like sun, end quote. This guy is full of wacky gestures. The one just now was wackier than usual. It's kind of nervous to me, Apollo. Definitely, I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth. Don't make sense. I think just that's ridiculous. I wonder what this story is talking about this. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Mission out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Mission's art. Okay, so it's the last one. Good to know. Do what you will. Okay. No, not press. Fuck. Ah, shit. Okay. Come on. I keep pressing the wrong shit. Ah. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Pa. Okay. What you will. Drew's talent was without compare. At this point I'm going to check his chest just to see if he has like heavy breathing or something. No, doesn't seem like it. Nope. No changes on the ribcage. Here again. Say what you will. Say what you will. Drew's talent was without compare. Here again. Nothing on the hand either. What's your tale, Brashel? What is your tale? Not yet, Foxy. I want to try to find it for myself for now, until I feel really stuck. Nothing on the shoulder, okay. Was without compare. Anything that moves, that's all I need. Hey, there's something weird about his mouth movements at some point. Let's see. Okay. Nothing. How can you be so exaggerated? How so exaggerated in your manners are yet so hard to see through? Maybe his shoulder? Nothing on his shoulder for now. No, nothing. He's a man of many mysteries, lol. Say what you will. I really can't see anything suspicious. It's... Okay, I am going to burn one of my One of these. Okay, give me a clue. Please, I am very dumb. Da, 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 da. Pete. Oh, okay. Okay. Huh, I can't believe that's the only place I didn't look at. Oh my god! Okay! That's some extreme sweating! Just fucking skunk. God, why is so funny to me? Just so constantly instant sweat. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm honestly surprised I didn't think of that. But oh well. Brain be small sometimes. What can one do? Sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Yeah, well. A man can't help his glands, you know? It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Literally. Ah! You're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. When it's time, let's show where Mr. Misham's true talent lay. That's so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. Not this. Can't help but wonder, what's the court supposed to conclude? Is it seriously? I guess I have to show the other one. Okay, I feel like I feel like using both should have been fine, but okay. This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. First is that it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Again, I should have been able to present both of them then. Whatever. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000. Which suggests a certain business operation. Business of making forgeries. God. He just looks like a horror character, like... This is the fuck. That is all, Your Honor. Hey, everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery, that's a serious crime. Your mission is not as an artist these days. But there were rumors he doubled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery. Your mission was talented, alright? Talented at making precise detailed fakes. I thought certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about? Exactly! I'm talking about forging evidence. Never started circulating 7 years ago. Wait. So this guy forges evidence and he has paintings of all the cases we've worked at. What does that mean? 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of 100,000 was for... Exactly! For students! That's tiny profit, end quote. Order. 7 years ago. Oh boy, this Drew Misham guy is starting to become very involved with some other stuff. Okay. Why it's like the victim was living out all life. Aha, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? You would have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. Recently, recently found no criminal connections when we conclude our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You've told me there's a possibility of some illegal activity here. But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was, and I mean, simple from the beginning. The defendant could have poisoned that man that night. And you? Of course. Hey, I don't think I poisoned is my pen when I'm reading reviews. Mr. Russell, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Your saying so solid you could stand on an elephant on it. I ain't quote. In your case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If you can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, trial is over. Apollo, what's he talking about? The examination showed Mr. Brasil didn't have reason of means to poison him. So as there is no other suspects, then the killer had to be better at the SWAT. His next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brasil, your testimony, please. Oh, that's basically if I need to actually like go look at walkthrough because no one knows what the fuck is happening, then that's kind of like my permission, you would say. Also, I am going to go grab something to eat real quick, so I'll be right back. Whoop. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. There we go. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was very about the coffee. Tell me that smash yourself. The only thing I thought seriously during the interview was that Mag. Nothing at the studio after he died. Nothing. He the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. A nice testimony, clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Oh, shucks. Do you think so? Only this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. May begin your final cross-examination. Right. Still one half trump card left to play, and I won't list this trial line until I use it. Doesn't prove better poison it. How many times have you heard that one, Hair Forehead? The poison reaches victim by the coffee mug. Where did the coffee mug come from? Not to beat a dead horse up again and again, but perhaps you feel a scene. I'm on it! You need a horse beat? I'm your man! And you win this for pouring the coffee. Of course I didn't win this hit! When she came with a tray, the coffee was already poured and steaming. Let's not forget the defendant had admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I determined, I poured, I served, and I killed. What? As far as it's a little joke. I don't think I'm gonna get anything. Where is the coffee man? I need to find another weak spot in this case. You're sure about that? Well, to be really precise, I was just cobbling mint candies the whole time. One of those candies may have been poisoned. Apollo! Yet at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. It was a long shot anyways. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee? Well, Mr. Justice, if you're some proof, so it is there, I can feel it, just maybe not prove it, not yet. Possibly, since I'm going to go to it, not now. So you challenge this that the poison be a road other than that coffee. I can prove it! Proof is possible, not a risk it. Oh, excellent. Let's see your proof then. Please show us your evidence. What evidence shows that the victim wasn't poisoned via his coffee mug? This fucking frame. Must I explain this over and over and over? We need possibilities here, Hair Forehead. We need proof. And... what? I can tell you what we know at this point. The victim put nothing to his mouth but that coffee mug. On the whole, in this case I need to plug in before I can prove anything. First things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. Okay, I guess. I think like the studio 3 died. Nothing. Not one thing, you sure? Yep, sure can be. Well, with an exception. One exception. Generally, Spark Pressure does interview. Leaves studio. End quote. Come on! It's a joke, get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did something leave the studio that night? Yes, it did. Why have I heard something like that before? No, we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts. I'd like to turn our defense attorney before returning to this testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? Just one thing, the yellow letter. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean... something other than our witness? Of course. Don't tell me, Berami-Sam. Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Now let's see what you're got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? What did Mr. Brushell just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Oh! But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared. Ah! Yes, intriguing. Some envelope had disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Bisham. Is it really important this envelope with the business says it disappeared? Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seemed very important to me. Very well then, the witness will add this to the testimony. You did! I still think this fails to change anything, her forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. Alter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is sadly the opening I've been looking for. There was plenty of posts from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. You were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually, I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from the studio. But her forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Bisham was poisoned, I know. Mr. Brusher's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. What he's told us means something entirely different. Now, I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. You say clearly as though it were obvious. But his claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah yes, well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. I won't have it, I know. Yes, well, actually, I guess this is more a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, unquote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. I still not clear. If only I could believe that. What do you think, Apollo? Everything he says is so not flawed. Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to give my own what matters. How and why was Bisham killed? Report the coffee, that's not going to change. If that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it. Okay, I want to see... Okay, nothing. The only thing that touched the jurisdiction of the interview was that mag. But I hardly think that matters. Very precise, as we say, gobbling. We should actually have some proof, possibility of what's going to happen. It's supposed to be a route other than the coffee. Not yet. It can't be proven. I don't believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity we like the rash just to forehead fest. Wait a second. We already know a letter might have left the studio that night. There we go. Couldn't that have opened another path for poisoning? Situation's already changed. I just need to take advantage of it. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. What? I didn't click anything. I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. Oh ho ho. What did you say? A proof of disappearing envelope. I say remember that I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp? Oh. As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it. By licking the stamp. Feh! Now worth to actually lick stamps in this day and age. Even if you want to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Okay, so he licked the stamp. But why? How does that explain the atropine on the ring of the coffee mug? If he licked the back of a poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Oh boy, it's getting spicy! Order, order, order. But that doesn't... does it? Recall, if you would. Atrokinine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on the envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe. Well, damn! it's just like, yes, yes. You have something to add, Mr. Russell? Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. And that's the thing, after he puts it in the envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching this destroyer for something. Stamp, so-called postage stamp. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he just ran out. Incidentally, we searched the destroyer at the scene of the crime. There are no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How would you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp was used as poison possible. Ha 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 ha! Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene of the first place. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp? Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that to the investigation, so what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. A trokinine residue. What? Why wasn't told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You're insane! Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Order, order, order! The poison stamp was in this frame? Impossible! Prosecutor Gavin. Well, he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the moose track. You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see? What is Russell? This don't cheat around like that. The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in the line of work. Forger's friends, makes enemies too. End quote. So poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him. Ah, rich. That's rich. Leave this ridiculous fight so fancy to the Gabinet's song lyrics, please. Finally, something we agree on. Stamp was a murder weapon. Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Mission hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail! Now, if you wanted to kill someone who couldn't meet, but you knew read letters, stamp would be the perfect weapon. A ridiculous, where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I may not have evidence, per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Your face are trembling. I think I know what's happened. don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Michan was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Michan the stamp of death. Isn't this the envelope, the one from 7 years ago? Think about the text of the letter again. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This page is 1. This is page 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Oh! In other words, if I had this straight, the stamp, poison, on the stamp, lick lick gasp, end quote. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? And he would put it in this letter box. 50 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Went too conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Such a splendid imagination you have, Sir Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago? Yeah? Is that what you have us to believe, really? Well... It's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? I wasn't stabbed in this envelope. A stamp that then became the murder weapon. I intend to prove this seeming coincidence. Well... it was 7 years ago. I don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence. I see very well I moved to... Oh god. It's not nice to pick on the Fräulein Clavier. Oh god! Oh, the fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay, that gave me an alright scare. So I'm guessing this same thing happened before then? Ah, Emma! Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression? Did I sound like him? Oh my god! She actually imitated Christoph Gavin. Don't quit your day job. And you have our Christ into looking after Fräulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you all out of this mess you're making out this case. Mess? You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. Easy. Care to explain yourself, Fräulein Detective? Let me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right! The poison detection tray. Produce a mirrors at once. You can open it on the authority of the court. Whoop! Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it? That's a trogonine residue. And you're fucked, Gavin. I don't believe it. Or a weapon from the past. Not 7 years later she bursts its fangs at last. Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why did this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Michan figured it out. Figure what out? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. And put this decisive evidence in a frame. Now what? Oh. Oh, you're still here? Can I stand here on the record? Hey, Spark! Razor Toothbrushel! Claim the scoop of as mine. There is a kid in cold blood. By sender of 7 years old letter, end quote. Oh, no, maybe more succinct. Surfers after 7-year delay, end quote. Get the fuck out of this, of the witness stand. I see no room for further argument here. Do I admit, this all coming as quite a shock. To think that murder report reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp is sticking straight to afterlife. End quote. Uh-oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge. I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo? I think we just won. Very well, Scott finds the defendant. Oh boy. Pound! Is this the right future of our legal system? Prosecutor Cabin? A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago? Thanks for cabinet shows are invalid after 2 weeks. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people have noticed this. There's a further contradiction in her forehead's claim. A contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in the envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Dreamy Sham have done what he did? Emma explained that he must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forager Dreamy Sham sensed a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I know that it is, but this begs the question, why 7 years later did he use the stamp on the night of the murder? Ah. Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Sham simply forgot? He put the murder weapon in the frame of his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he has found the trap on himself? Web is designed to dig deeper. Well, I'll be so quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would have fall of a trap that have been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo? I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? The poison stamp? What exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? Has you proof that such a thing ever existed? What about the token and residue, huh? Oh, I agree, that does seem to be a token and residue. But her forehead is certainly no stamp. Yeah, but... And if you press use poison stamp it exists, the reason never would have used it. That is all. I believe we've come to a conclusion, again. Apollo, were we wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue, sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, the mission received a red envelope. There are traces of the poison token on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope, an envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if that envelope contained a poison stamp, and the mission knowing this put it in the frame, he never would have used this stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in your defense's cases. I've been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. Traces of 39. It's the envelope, the frame, and Drew Sham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by this case, Your Honor. You've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Ah, fake clue? Fascinating! And if you find this fake, you will find fantasy fake quite reasonable, yeah? The clue that's thrown us of poison trade is none other than... the frame. This frame is the fake clue? Without a doubt, Your Honor. Wasn't it you who presented the evidence to the court? Oh. Hold on a second, Apollo. The poison on the envelope, that frame, and the coffee mug, they're all connected somehow. Oh, right. I can't hear it already. Looks like the fake was you, her forehead. Yeah, floor search later, Apollo. Now's the time for thinking. The clue that's... I mean, I was going to say that they faked the thing on the whatever. To be sham. The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. You have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Congratulations, you've completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger? It's a good story, I'll give you that. The fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah! I know the face, I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap, one forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers and one of them was a fake. Oh boy. Order, order, order. So you're telling us that the mission the victim was a fake? Well, if it was a fake, who was the real forger? If they're not claiming there was some kind of switcheroo? I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. So Justice, show us who the real Drew Mission was. Drew Mission wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. For Drew Mission was himself a forgery. The real forger was... There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Mission, is no other than his only daughter, Vera Misham. Yep. So Vera was going to get poisoned. She put the thing on a frame. Mr. Justice is going out only, even for you. I can't agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in the trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's. If we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves us only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well... fascinating! Woo, things are getting spicy! So, what I'm guessing is that the father was just the normal artist and she was the only a forger. Vera Misham, you've been paying attention to the trial so far? Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Misham? Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. Oh, because she's seeing Christoph. I used to be stared at by Frauleins, believe me. Don't they usually talk to me too? Tell us, why are you the one who first those works of art? Yes. So the forger division was you? You need to draw a new face for that. Oh. Yes, it was me. What? What? The court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for 10-minute recess. Oh boy, it's still going. I thought that the first trial was going to end. Apparently not. Okay. Lucky us, we still have a bit more than an hour, so it should be fine, I hope. October 8th, 1:24 PM, District Court, 7th lobby, number 5. Okay, so where exactly does this leave us, Apollo? Well, the Drew Misham who was killed wasn't Drew Misham the forger, basically. Well, then who was he? Well, he was actually doing her nails. So, you really made those forgeries? Yes, for father. I know I was wrong. It was wrong. Could you tell us how it happened? My father was a painter. I loved painting ever since I was a child. One day father saw it on me. He saw that I had the talent. The talent for making forgeries? How should I say it? It was not only paintings I made. Given the materials, I could make anything. Anything? Father was so proud, and I so happy. But in the end, I was making those forgeries. I've never had a good constitution nor personality. I know very little of the world outside my door. Now, because of me, Father is... Do you know about this red envelope? I remember that envelope. It was some time ago. So you were already creating your works back then. I started when I was only 12 years old. Oh boy. So the one who figured out the stamp was poison, that was... Mr. Justice, it's time to the courtroom, please. Right. Out of time. Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please. Those 3 paintings in the studio. I painted those as part of my work. Right, see, we checked them out and we saw that was what was underneath. We saw there are sketches underneath the 3 finished paintings. I see. Mr. Justice? Yes? Father, he knew of you. Of both of you. Your late father? He was watching, gathering information. All about the right and go law offices. But Lily, we're not just doing law. Yes, you do tricks, gags to amuse, and play piano. Well, they're not really gags. Yet, when Father heard you had resumed the legal business, how pleased he was. Okay, so this has to do with Christoph, and how he made Phoenix lose his job. 100%. I'm starting to guess that Christoph slipped in some fake evidence to inculpate Phoenix then. And that's why she's staring daggers at the Clavier. Who was Mr. Misham? How am I supposed to know? Whether he was Daddy's daddy? Judging from the relative ages involved, I'd say it's highly unlikely. Things are already confusing without all these daddies running around. We know the victim's daughter, Vera, was the forger. What does this mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out. Okay, back to work. Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Perhaps you could begin by telling us how it all worked? How did you all celebrate the day you miss some forger persona? There's that stare again. She's drilling more holes into his head. I it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. What's hard? Very well, Beast, if you would. Did you really make those detestable forgeries? Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Man, this poor girl who just got shoved into this world because to make her father proud, and they're just fucking treating her like an average criminal. Were you the one who painted that painting, the remarkably similar one? Ah, yes. I painted it, yes. Father praised me quite highly for it. So she was the one who made the forgeries. Yet she did not wish to reveal the truth of their operation. So the victim was standing, a decoy. To the world at large, he was the forger, not her. I've done a bad thing. I have, haven't I? Regardless, we need a little more information. Out, for instance, this. You have seen this before, yeah? Yes, it was in the destroyer. Very well. Very well. You may proceed with your testimony. Tell us everything you know about this envelope. The red envelope. I created things and father sold them. This envelope came after my first work that was other than a painting. Father handled the deal, all of it. I received the stamp that was in that envelope. It was after that job that we moved to the current studio. There certainly was much of a great interest in your testimony. Not that the witness realizes it. Very well, please begin your cross-examination. Right, okay. I need more information about this forger. This Drew Misham. I created things, father sold them. So these things you were making are... You mean paintings identical to other paintings, right? The closer they were, the happier father was. I was happy too. Still, you're quite young now. When did you begin this work? My first painting sold was when I was 12. Your Honor, she had no idea what she was doing was illegal. Easy there, little attorney. You're not here to defend her for a crime of forgery. True. Please tell us more about this envelope. This envelope that may very well have killed your father. Alright. This envelope came to my first work. By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point? Yes. But father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings. For instance, a letter someone had written, or a fingerprint left upon a cup, or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter. None of these make her sound very innocent at all. And the 100,000 promised was in the letter was the start. The beginning of a new industry for the Misham. A new industry? The creation of items to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words? Oh. So you didn't know how the things you were making were being used? I enjoy painting very much. I think I understand. The Fräulein has lived an unusual little world. Can you tell us what happened to the papers that were in this envelope? Father signed them and sent them back, I believe. Did he follow the instructions, signing the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp? This is a rather important matter. Give us your answer some thought. Oh? I received the stamp that was in that envelope. Okay. What do you mean, you received it? Did I do something wrong? You didn't use a stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison on the back, atroginine. A moment, Herr Forehead. You can't force an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps you tell me, Fräulein Vera, why did you receive this stamp? Is something wrong? It was beautiful. Ah, you mean it was one of those commemorative stamps? Yes, I think it was. So, you didn't know about the poison? I guess not. So it failed by chance, by mistake. Thanks to this commemorative stamp. Quite a close call. Interesting. You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is? Yes, we saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. The single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mr. Isham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large. When we had to meet someone for some reason, Father posed as the creator of the work. So that was the real essence of the artist's room, Isham. He did the work and he supplied the face. Oh, so he didn't even do the books. Wow. So you really didn't know anything, did you? You had no idea how much danger you were in. Apparently not. About this commemorative stamp, could you tell us more about it? It was very pretty, and more than that, yes, it was a picture of people I liked at the time. This is something new. Spicy! Apparently, we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. Will you be so kind to continue your testimony, Fräulein? The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians. Oh! Magicians? I love mysterious things, I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat. You're confusing mysterious with freaky. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. See, is a magic great? Fine, great, yeah, sure, no need to get all excited. But the magic troupe we saw disbanded soon after. I was quite sad. Did she just say what I think she said? Magic troupe. Never have I heard that before. The red envelope came after she'd completed her first job. To exit a letter from her client, whoever wanted a forgery made. Apollo! We're close, we just have to piece together the parts. A deadly weapon in a red envelope, and the path it took to take Drew Mission's life. Stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians. Okay. There we go. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the good way to show the those magicians you liked. Was it this bunch? Apollo, they're not a bunch. I see. Still, I have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter? Good question. Well, pretty stamps are always better, and you can't beat the Tropical Marie. But the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin. Oh boy, he's having flashbacks to 7 years ago. Prosecutor Gavin. Marie. What's with Gavin? Might I ask just one question of this witness? In your testimony just now, you stated this was your first work that was other than a painting. Please tell me, what exactly did you make? Can I ask why? No! Answer the question! Woo! Calm down, man, there's no way to treat a person! Prosecutor Gavin, you're usually not the one whose volume concerns me. Yes, it is unbecoming of me, I apologize. But, I must know, please. Miss Michan, tell me. Miss Michan, tell me. It was a book. A single page in a book. A book? Please be more specific. It was a handwritten book, like a diary. Oh boy. No, I don't know. Yep. Now you understand why this case is so important, my buddy. What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks like he just saw a ghost. Miss Misham, this book. Was there a picture of a silk hat on the back cover, yes or no? How did you know? Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop badgering her. He's told you nothing, has he? Your solid mentor, nothing? Solid? Who? Phoenix Wright. Who else? Daddy? He never told you about the trial 7 years ago? How would he come to lose his attorney's badge? It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know? A certain diary. On the back it bore the mark of a silk hat. What? Yep, I knew it. Phoenix Wright to sought the provision by false evidence, and the forger who made that evidence. Is this girl standing right in front of me? Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in a trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drumishan you to forge the evidence? For all sakes, who was it? Oh boy! We only met once. You met the client? Well, who was it? It was... What's going on with Vera? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again. Yes, what? Is there something about me? I remember clearly. I remember who gave me the book, the diary. Who was it? Vera? Oh boy, and here's that scene. The bull. Oh boy. She just called Christoph the devil. That is something. Defendant Vera Misham, condition unconscious. Examiner's diagnosis, acute atrocinine poisoning. God fucking damn it. When did she get poisoned? He sends a recording of the trial for the murder of Misham. Oh, so that's all the camera footage we saw. It was okay. Misham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant. The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life. She's currently in intensive care and is not to be disturbed for any reason. A very simple case, at first glance, until it finally began to show its true colors. The long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. In some ways, that was the starting point of it all. Ooh la la! And that's where we must go. Oh, baby! To find the whole truth. So I'm guessing trial 2 is actually going to be the past. Oh boy! This is getting interesting! Okay, so I'm already guessing that the second part of the trial is going to be us as Phoenix, right? Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Well, since I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Why yes, over a game of cards. So, that was how we first met. 7 years ago. 7 years early. Phoenix Wright's final trial. Oh boy, this is getting interesting. Oh my god, it's the old scene. Oh, the nostalgia. Okay, so okay, so I'm guessing. Okay, so who was? Okay, so Trucy's dad died during that crime, yeah. And Phineas Wright went to defend this one magician, which I don't know which one of them it is. And he won on a game of poker against him, and that's why he decided to pick him as a lawyer. Oh boy, this is going to get emotional. I can already feel it. Like Phoenix realizing that a piece of evidence was forged is going to fucking destroy him, considering how against that he was. But that is something that is going to be left for next time, because I do believe because I do want to do this in one sitting, so just so I can process it all. So this will be the end of today's stream. I hope all of you enjoyed my shenanigans with that fucking reporter, who I hope I never see again in my life, ever. That guy can just fucking die for all I care. Okay, maybe not, but you know. I don't want to see him. He goes against everything that is beauty. But yeah, that is going to be the end for today. Next time we will see how everything went down 7 years ago with sexy Clavier. Isn't that in a way beautiful? No. He deserves to burn in hell forever for the mere... No naming. What is it? Sexier Cavalier. Exactly. Sexiest Cavalier, even. Okay. But yeah, this is going to be the end for today. I hope all of you enjoyed my antics and my extreme aberration of that man. And I shall see you all next time for BioShock, which I hope I end soon, because I'm actually a bit excited to play Dark Souls 2, because it's kind of fun as fuck when you really get to messing around with shit. So yeah, I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye bye.